Nithyanandam, Jnanapati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatītam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadi Lakshyam Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you, due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you, out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift. Playing with life. Playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence. All these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explains what is power manifestation. Everything deciding as you want, everything happening as you want, becoming the kalpatru of your life. And how Bhagavan beautifully said, bringing the time as your physical reality as you want, when you want. It's a science because millions have experienced that, and each one of us can experience that. Science of our manifestation is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. The pramanas give us the cognitive shift from what we understand the mind, the logical thinking that Bhagavan says, to how we can experience the consciousness, the enlightenment as our reality. The Shastra Pramana, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures as Vedas and Agamas. Apta Pramana, the experience and the results of Aptas. Aptas are the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nainamas, Alvar, Siddhas, Yoginis, Rudrakanyas, Rudras, all of them manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. Atma Pramana, account of His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation. Bhagavan placed the Leela to showcase how in this world, how the manifestation can happen from the cognitive shift. And whatever your Guru gives you as the cognitive shift and swallows you and make you manifest all the reality, all the abundance, all the bliss. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, followers initiated by Bhagavan into the science of our manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully says, Kailash Kotyad is like the Garbha Mandir. Whatever you want, all your desires, outside, inside, getting fulfilled when you are in oneness with Paramashiva, when you are ready to let go and swallowed by the time, simply all that Paramashiva is going to manifest through you is phenomenal. Pratyaksha Pramana. The scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state by doing the power manifestation, what happens in your brain in physical reality, is clearly documented in Avatar Shastra. How your brain goes into the thoughtless space and how your prefrontal cortex becomes more and more vibrant, that you start understanding the higher science, the matured cognition, doing the discoveries, invention, abundance, bliss, going beyond the time, space, and understanding the greater science of how you exist as Paramashiva, as reality. Beautifully, Bhagavan has given a step-by-step understanding how we can go beyond the time and space and to experience consciousness is the most powerful space as reality. For the power of mind reading, identifying a person's likes and dislikes, the source scriptures is from the Shiva Sutra. So Shiva Sutra 1.15.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of mind reading is taken from the Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.15. Hridaye chitta samghatad drishyaswapadarsanam. Hridaye chitta samghatad drishyaswapadarsanam.
Bhagavan Paramashiva says beautifully in this sutra, when the individual mind is united to the core consciousness, every observable or objective phenomena and even the absence of very objective phenomena is directly experienced as a form of consciousness and appears in its existential reality as it is. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully gives us the greater science, how time and space dissolves you and makes you understand the higher science, higher reality as the higher existential, how you exist. Bhagavan beautifully gives us how when you're dissolved by the time, you can experience the higher time zones, the vertical time zones. Vertical time zones, Bhagavan says, is not something outside, out there, but it's more subtler and subtler, going inside the atoms, the molecules, how you understand the deeper reality. Like when he says, when you are dreaming, in the dream, you do not have any time, you're dissolved. In the deep sleep, even the space, time, length, breadth, depth, everything is dissolved. You are absorbed into the Kala, where you have no seen, no seer, no seeing. You are just frequency and you enjoy that as the ultimate. Because everyone, including the plants, animals, everything enjoys the maximum. What you understand, and then you go into the dream. Bhagavan calls it dream enlightenment. In the dream enlightenment, you experience beyond time. It's just happenings that you see, and you are the one who's experiencing somebody who's dead coming into your dream, or you being a child and your son is older than you, taking you to the school. All the possibilities exist because you're beyond time. And everything is generated by you. Even though others are sleeping, you see them in your dream as your reality. And Bhagavan says, when you wake up, this is waking enlightenment. You can experience the same beyond time, beyond space, and everything when you understand the greater reality, who you are. If you remove the bunch of identity, which are the screen is made of just bunch of identities. When you remove that and surrender to the Guru, and simply you will raise into the space of oneness with Paramashiva, where he manifests through you as the ultimate reality. When Arjuna asked Krishna, how can I shoot down all the people who are my teachers, who are my gurus, who are my all the great people of the warrior who taught me the science? How can I do it? And Krishna said, where are you doing anything? Where are you? You don't even exist. Whatever the dharma needs to happen, I have already done it. You can simply pose and you can get the whole credit. But the very essence of what needs to be done is already taken care. And when Krishna showed the Vishwarupa Darshana, he understood he is dissolved in Krishna. Where is Arjuna, who is even fighting, asking these questions? When you dissolve into Paramashiva, You don't have to worry about the time and what needs to be done and how correct it is, what needs happen. He simply manifests one by one as your physical reality when it has to happen, what it has to happen, how quickly you can just manifest your reality. Simply at the very moment you can experience the ultimate, and you can experience all the great signs when you understand you are not bound by the time and space. You are even now consciousness. Bhagavan says if you can make the food into blood, you are consciousness, because logically you are not planning to do that, and still there is no physical reality where they can make food into blood. So there is something more than what we understand as consciousness, which is manifesting in our body right now. If that can do that food into blood, it can also bring the food into the plate. Bhagavan says all this greater science starts happening when you understand the higher reality. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa told Swami Vivekananda to read Ashtavakra Gita, and that time Swami Vivekananda was new to that whole thing, and he said, why should I read it? And it doesn't make sense. How can the pot, water and me all become same? We are individual. And simply by the touch of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa on Vivekananda, he lost time, he lost space, he experienced the oneness of the reality. He could not differentiate the food he ate and the action and him. Everything were quantum, everything was happening as molecular structure, how he was a frequency and vibrating. He went to the extent of taking his body and hitting on the walls in the pillars of the Devi temple to see whether he physically exists. And he understood something beyond what he understood as a physical reality also exists beyond the time and space. And he understood what Ramakrishna Paramahamsa says about what is the ultimate. When he asked, Swami Vivekananda asked Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, have you seen God? He said, I can see him more real than you. And Bhagavan is more real in Kailash Kotyad than all of us. And when somebody asks Swami Vivekananda, have you seen God? And beautifully he says, only through God I can even see you. The whole existential reality is we are consciousness, and from that we are molding as what we understand as all this time, space, length, breadth, depth. But we exist beyond that as consciousness. Consciousness is so powerful. When you start looking in, it just sucks you and manifests as reality. Like how you sit on cycle or go swimming, Bhagavan says, you simply click with it and start balancing it and start driving it. You don't know till then how does it happen. You see somebody, it happens, and you know it can be possibility in you, and suddenly it clicks with you. Same thing Bhagavan says, even as a simple anger can just pull you, suck you into that and make you so incomplete. The fifth force, which is stronger than the nuclear force, even a glimpse of that, if you give little space for it to see a peek into you, it will suck you into the ultimate reality, making you manifest all the desires, all the powers as physical reality and beyond time and space, what you are thinking into the reality right now. Bhagavan beautifully gives us the Apta Pramana of Adi Shankaracharya. Adi Shankaracharya, one of the greatest enlightened master who happened on the planet Earth, he promised his mother to give beautiful what she likes as a physical reality. And she asked the mother in her last moment, he prayed to Lord Narayana, and his mother was able to see Narayana in Vaikunta Loka during the last moment. That was her last wish, and just he was able to see that and make her experience to give her that Parandama as the ultimate. She wants to just merge into Parandama, and Adi Shankara was able to do that. This is from the autobiography of Adi Shankara on the website. It is clearly given how the mother experienced the ultimate bliss and ultimate oneness beyond what we can think of. Where is Vaikunta? Can she see that? and Narayana is there, Bhagavan says, they are more real, more alive than what we see ourselves, even our body. They are more real. It's like we are dreaming. In the dream, we are seeing our body. That's why it is so disconnected. But when we wake up, we can see things much more clear because we will be consciousness. Through the consciousness, we see this body. It will also be more alive. Paramashiva has beautifully spoken in Atma Pramana.
And there's a beautiful story in saint named Kannappar. It's a very beautiful story. That saint, he sees a Shivalinga in a place called Kalahasti in Andhra Pradesh, and he just falls in love with the deity. He's just in love with the deity, with Shiva. And the story says Shiva wanted to test his devotion, and in the Shivalinga the eye was carved. From that eye the blood started oozing out. This Kannappar tried all the herbal medicines and everything to heal the eyes. Nothing worked out. He's a hunter, so he knows only one method. Eye for eye will heal the eye. So he just removes his own eye and replaces it in the place of Shiva's eye. The story says the first eye bleeding stopped, and immediately within a few minutes the next eye started bleeding, and he is not bothered. He was ready to give even the second eye. But before taking his second eye, he suddenly remembered, if I take my second eye, I'll become blind. How will I find out where to fix the eye? Where the Shiva's eye is there? So he puts his leg on the second eye of Shiva as a mark. Then he removes his second eye to fix on the Shiva's eye. At that moment, Shiva appears and gives darshan and gives him enlightenment and Shiva Padavi. Shiva's Ayujya, we call it, means becoming one with Shiva. Very beautiful story. The love became meditation. That love for Shiva, whole day he was living in meditation. That is why he just feels, what can I give, what can I give, what can I give? I can understand that Kannappar's feeling, because I went through that same feeling with Arunagiri Yogeshwara. It was such a strong experience. The deep love simply becomes meditation. And real meditation just becomes love in you.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explains how the deep meditation can become love and love becomes deep meditation. Again and again, Bhagavan Paramashiva clearly shows us how this higher science can become our reality. And by manifesting powers, again and again, Bhagavan says, power manifestation is tapas. When you are in the oneness with Paramashiva and you bring that to the physical reality, you can simply understand all that you have as your logical thinking is just collapsing. And Bhagavan says it is a poking holes in your self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. All your logics just crumble away because the consciousness starts manifesting as physical reality. And power manifestation is nothing but you experiencing the higher energy source which are available. Like if you want to explain to a child, you drop a coin and say this is a gravitational force. Dropping a coin is so simple, but you make them understand a huge force of gravitational force. Same way Bhagavan gives us these simple workshops to understand the ultimate and staying and being here more present than all of us to make sure each one of us manifest in physical reality all this greater science. Today you can write down all your partner names and you can write down what they like and dislike. For example, you already know a person and you know what he likes. Don't write for that person. Write for the person's child or boss or spouse and ask your friend if that is correct. And simply you can manifest like how they like the Ishtadevata, how they like the manifesting different powers, what do they like their spouse, their kids, what exactly they like. You can see through the third eye and write it down. Whatever Paramashiva shows, just write it down. And all this great science reveals the greater truth that beyond time and space there exists something as consciousness. And when you're sucked into that space, which is the physical reality, even now you're going through how you breathe and how the whole microcosm is functioning because of the beyond time and space. If we are asked to breathe 24 by 7, 365 days, we would have taken so much of leave. But it happens beyond that because there is no struggle. We know that consciousness is there and that is eternally there and it is going to breathe eternally. So we are so relaxed. We don't sit and worry. We don't have incompletion or anything. We know that breathing will happen. Same way, when you understand Paramashiva will happen, all that removes the self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred, and simply 24 by 7, 365 days, he is waiting to manifest more than us. Like how the mother is waiting to feed a child, ready to be with all that she likes and ready to feed her. The same way Bhagwan is waiting, how can I make him manifest the powers to show him, hey, I am real in you and I am struggling so that I can manifest that in you to show I am real. Again and again, Paramashiva says, when you feel deep love and surrender, like how Kanappa Nayana, it's not that he worked so hard for his whole growth of spirituality and then became a great Mahatma pulling his eyes down. No, it is Shiva. One day he just saw there was a stone and the stone was pulling him. Understand, the stone was pulling him. The stone was Shivalinga. And that within 1 week, the scripture says, within 1 week, he was able to pluck his eyes and give. That's because it is not the Kanappanana's effort. It is Paramashiva's Leela which just manifested when Kanappa was in deep love, the first love he had, and he surrendered his identity. Something beyond that happened. Same way when Adi Shankara called Sanatana Maharaj, come here. It is not his effort that he saw the lotus appearing and put his foot. After he came and Adi Shankaracharya says, oh, look back what you have done. And then he looks back like a dream. He sees the lotus there and he has walked on the water. It is the Leela which the Guru manifests in you as reality when you surrender all your questions, all your thinking, all that you are asking. You're asking, you're thinking, your conclusions, everything is a screen. When you drop that screen, you see Paramashiva as your reality. So let's manifest this beautiful power of manifesting the mind reading in complete surrender of all the identities that we carry as a mother, as a student, as a teacher, as a professional, as a spouse, anything we carry, drop everything as Bhagwan's lotus feet and be only Paramashiva as my identity. Other than Paramashiva, I am nothing. Hold that beautiful space of oneness and earn for that space. Sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line. Put away your gadget. Collectively, all of us, all over the world, hundreds of us, holding that beautiful space. And just now we have got the initiation, love, compassion, everything. Just hold that every word again and again, just going inside you and you holding that in your third eye in a deep listening, enjoying the whole essence of Paramashiva and absolutely unclutched from everything. How you go into the sleep. You don't bother about anything. You don't want even your cell phone during the sleep. You drop everything and you are into the deep sleep. And you keep only thinking. You can't directly enter. Same way, Mahavakya is the place where we can get into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And Mahavakya, like Bhagavan says, a stone becomes a deity. Same way, when you start chanting mantra, you're getting deified. The word can become deity. And mantra is the ultimate of words. How you see a wood as furniture or a stone as deity, the word can become mantra when Guru initiates it. And simply that can transform you into the physical reality, into consciousness. By chanting, you have to chant from your navel center, deeply listening to that and manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, entangling with Bhagavan in the oneness space. Let's start. And whatever appears, just understand it is the prasada. You don't look for the words, just write down the names, and whatever appears, keep writing down. And at the end of the session, we will share the detail with the partner and verify. Right now, don't bother about anything, just surrender everything. And how does it help me in the outer world? Whatever completion happens, it also triggers all the completion in all the things that we do. It's not like only one thing, it reflects. When you change your face completely in every mirror, you will be having a different face. So, same thing, you will see the difference in everything when you understand Paramashiva as reality. Now, let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely with a deep listening, manifesting the power of mind reading.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Paramashivaham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivaham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vanni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivaham.
So beautiful. Whatever you have got as prasada that you have written down, please verify with your partner if those likes and dislikes of the person that you have written You can call up your partner and ask if it is all right at the end of the session. Now you can write few more names that you can scan. All these greater signs again and again given to us to make us understand Paramashiva is waiting to manifest in each one of us more real, more alive, and more as happening. He has come down to celebrate himself, how the sun is ready to manifest itself everywhere. The sunlight is the reason why we see the clouds, why we see the dent in the moon. Even the shadow is because of the light. But if we are chasing the shadow to correct it, it is not going to happen. If you understand to correct the light so that the shadow doesn't form, the shadow disappears. The same way, when we are in oneness with Paramashiva, when we understand everything that we are doing itself is Paramashiva's blessing and Paramashiva's grace. And if we start looking in the quantum space, who you are beyond the length, breadth, depth, as consciousness, as time and space, you understand that you are something more than what you exist as the physical reality. You are quantum. You are the frequency. You are the energy which cosmos is waiting to manifest through you as a physical reality of all your desires and more what you come down and what all needs to be happening through you as the ultimate reality. And it's not just the simple realities that you're looking for, but the ultimate reality. All it takes is surrender our identities, the clutching of the emotion, feelings, and all that confusion that we are constantly having question about. Whatever mind narrates, mind is a processor. It will narrate and give us detail, but it itself cannot experience. You cannot work on the mind, Bhagavan says, work on your body and more detox body. Bhagavan says the herbs that he gave, the Karslangani, Ponnangani, and Thuduvale, simply will put you into the restful awareness because the parasites are not there, which is causing all the thoughts, which is causing giving you all the narrative, which is not there. You can be simply in the restful awareness and you can experience the higher reality. And Bhagavan says his body was trained like how a lightning falls. You cannot just hold it in a lamp or just small electricity. You need a large capacitor to hold that. Same way, once you understand that consciousness is fifth force, it's so powerful. You need your body to be ready to experience that higher realities because you're going to lose your identities as length, breadth, depth, and your nervous system to be ready with the greater science happening through you. And that only requires from our side is unclutching again and again to see the higher space who we are as frequency, as energy, losing the length, breadth, depth. Nothing is lost. When we wake up, we don't lose the things that we saw in the dream. Rather, we understand the greater science, who we are. Same way Bhagavan says, dropping all that length and breadth and surrendering to the space, Paramashiva is real. He is more alive. He is waiting to manifest through me. All I need to do is chant the Mahavakya, enjoy Paramashiva, deep love and deep surrender, powerfully sit as 50. The whole science is how you sit with the space of Brahmanya Bahuputratam and you are Paramashiva as your physical reality. More and more you understand that you are Paramashiva, you start manifesting this greater science. So one more cycle we'll have, few more minutes, put away your gadgets, sit straight with your head, neck and spine in a straight line and sit with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. Powerful, you are Paramashiva. And just be in the space of oneness with deep love and gratitude and ready to disappear, dissolve into Paramashiva. How Bhagavan says, he dissolved into Arunagiri Yogeshwara and he just keeps manifesting all the greatest thing. It is a side effect. If Kailash is a side effect, all the work he is doing is a side effect, then what space is he in? And how work becomes so easy for him because it manifests as reality. Simply all we need to do is reside in Paramashiva as our physical reality. dropping everything and just enjoying the state of chanting the Mahavakya with a deep listening and dissolving into Paramashiva space. Let's have one more cycle. And whatever appears, keep writing down. Don't have again self-doubt. No engagement of thoughts. Be only in the space of Maunamani. Only the space I am having appointment with Paramashiva. I will only chant Paramashiva and enjoy Paramashiva. No other words inside me. Just hold only the powerful cognitions that you have and chant the Mahavakya from your navel center, and with a deep listening, experience the oneness with Paramashiva.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Beautiful. Whatever you have experienced in this 45-50 minutes of manifesting the powers of Paramashiva, just like that, the time just flew, and experiencing such a oneness space, it looks like few seconds. What Paramashiva is manifesting time in each of us, beyond time and space, in each one of us as physical reality, can be experienced right now itself. Share these powerful cognition, power manifestation, initiation, whatever experience you have in the social media, in your social media, your Instagram, your Facebook, and tag it to your friends and family, or you can post it in tinyurl.com/power manifestation. You can verify all the details and you can share all these great signs. Bhagavan beautifully says, it is not that he's asking you to do some social media work of liking, sharing, viewing, commenting. Why would Paramashiva ask us to do? He has so many Maha avatars and who actually enrich and cause. He is asking each one of us to do to raise us into the space of Paramashiva only when we write down in our words in the social media or in by telling, calling your friends and telling. We have now the social media where we can share with many people. That is why we are using this as a tool to experience the Paramashiva and grounding ourselves as Paramashiva. I experience this as my reality. And this is what I saw the shift in my life from what logically I was assuming things. When things started happening as I want, beyond my logic, I understood I'm not needed for my life. And such beautiful sharing experiences are there in the Kailash Courtyard Manifesting Power page. You can go and read them and how they experience consciousness as physical reality. When you start sharing all this, you also experience the highest space, and whoever reads your post also experience the same as the higher reality. Kailasha is real. Paramashiva is real. And if you see the dollar sign at the end of the chat in YouTube, you can click on it and offer your gratitude. Thank you for all of you who have offered your donation to Kailasha and holding that beautiful space. Like Bhagavan said, I want to give something, something, something to Bhagavan. Here is your chance to give something. And whatever you offer in return, you get only Kailasha in your inner space. It's not the objective world, but it's the ultimate itself as your reality. When you buy something in the outside world, you get a product or you get some material. Here you get consciousness as your reality. The more you offer your time, space, and your donations in causing others reality as Paramashiva is real, or you are offering the donation, you are building your Kailasha. The sooner you will see the physical presence of Bhagavan, as you will be closer to Bhagavan If you are building the Kailasha in your inner space, all we need to do is surrender everything and let Kailasha happen in each of our inner space. So with the deep gratitude and thanking Bhagavan, let's surrender all this powerful cognition, power manifestation at Bhagavan's lotus feet, thanking Bhagavan and thanking all of us in the Kailash courtyard in different social media platforms. Thanking you for being here and receiving the prasada from Bhagavan today. And with a deep earning, Paramashiva is real in my thought, word, and action, seeing everything, everyone as Paramashiva as my reality, holding that as my powerful cognition, ending the session with the Purna Mantra. ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओं तत्सत् सर्वं भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवं पादुकार्पणमस्तु ॐ नित्यानन्दम् Thank you. After the next satsang or darshan, we'll see you in Kailash Courtyard for more powers. Thank you, Nithyanandam.